You're now listening to the show about the shit in life that's just a bit too much, from the perspective of stand-up comics. With our hosts, Carmelo Bongiovi and Ken Krantz. This week's topic, love-hate. This is A Bit Too Much.
So, my wife she had a horrible day at work yesterday, so she was in a real shitty mood.
Yeah. And
then I was like dealing with some funky shit where I basically, like, I went nonverbal for a couple hours. I was in such a bad place. And then we get this news. We get the call from my sister-in-law. And the two of us, I'm telling you this without exaggeration, it's the hardest either of us have laughed in 2026 so far. Like, we were tears streaming down our face about the therapist fake retiring. I offered, and then I was cracking up because I was like, you realize, like, half your sessions are spent dealing with my own bullshit that I come with.
Right.
And, like, really, this isn't even a testament to my wife. It's sort of a testament to, like, my bullshit and how this poor lady was probably tired of hearing about it. She was so tired
of hearing about you.
Yes.
Because, you know, your wife's also got, like, decades of information.
And I'm laughing at her expense, knowing, like, I'm probably the reason this lady concocted this whole story.
Yeah, but the storyteller does carry a lot of the weight. Because it's also like you could tell good stories or bad stories about a good or a bad person. You know what I mean?
So I said, we were laughing so hard, and I said to her, can I post this on social media? Can I tell this story? And she said, will that make you feel better? Will that get you out of your funk? And I said, yes. So I posted, she let me. I posted it on Threads, and my phone has been blowing up for 24 hours. First off, it is easily, I'm putting the glasses back on. It's easily.
Old Pappy's got to read his fucking paper. Hold on.
Yeah, listen, dude, I'm blind. I've never had a thread get this much traction.
Yeah.
We're up to 250,000 views.
Wait, so read the thread. What exactly did you post?
So I wrote, it's a 3-joke thread. My wife just found out her longtime therapist fake retired because she didn't know how else to break up with her. And I may never stop laughing.
Right. So, yeah. Okay.
Said she asked me why I thought she would do that, and I told her my best guess was because the therapist thought my wife had it all figured out and felt bad still taking her money. And then I wrote, the best part is knowing deep down inside me that it's my fault. This poor lady was probably tired of listening to my wife complain about all of my bullshit.
Got it. And are people on your side?
Some people were like, this is the funniest shit I've ever heard. And other people were like, triggered.
Like on behalf of someone who is like, like on behalf of
looking through them?
Wait, I gotta hear some of these.
Wait, there's one flat out calling me a terrible husband. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I'm with. Can I like that person's comment?
Nothing about this is funny, though. It's extremely painful to get dumped by a therapist. I promise you, my wife laughed even harder than me.
Yeah. But the thing is, and there's one of them where I said, I promise you, my wife laughed even, like, I wouldn't post this without her blessing.
Right.
And someone wrote, I promise you, every woman on here thinks you're lying.
About getting her permission and her being okay with it?
About her laughing. That's actually really not that funny, someone wrote.
Well, it's like the comment I read before about, like, the gambling story, and someone's like, this isn't funny at all. There's some people who, you know, if you hear a situation that could be triggering to that person, they can't find the funny in that.
Yeah, someone wrote, I'm not sure why you were laughing and not trying to help your wife. Like, first off, how can I help in this situation? I did offer. I was like, do you want me to drop my therapist and take on yours as a new one without telling her who I am? And I'll, like, go undercover and try and suss all this out for you. And then we were crying, laughing about that for half an hour. And there's people on here telling me, like, this isn't funny. You shouldn't be talking like this.
Look at this. This one's great. None of this is funny. You sound like a really bad husband.
Yes.
I am a very good husband, and my wife would be the first to tell you. Follow-up comment. Stockholm Syndrome.
Oh, here,
Wait,
here
who
it is.
said
Here-
Wait, did the commenter say Stockholm
commenter said
Syndrome?
it.
Dude, instant follow. Great fucking comment.
So
Oh
listen.
my God.
So
Great comment. That person wins.
So someone wrote, nothing about this is funny. It's extremely painful to get dumped by a therapist. I promise you my wife laughed even harder than me. And she wrote, I promise you a lot of women don't believe you because honestly, you laughing about it is so creepy. But yeah. First off,
They called you creepy without even seeing you in those glasses?
I like how different this one
oh, here, this one. A very revealing example of how emotional invalidation works in relationships. First off, I think I validated the story properly. Like, her sister couldn't stop laughing. Her sister sent a text that was like, maybe she only retired from you.
Right. Yeah. Right. Well, but that just makes everyone mean in the situation. Doesn't mean that you weren't mean.
Here we go. Sir, the world is a hellscape, and I cannot tell if this is satire or not. So, good one or fuck you, depending on if this is serious or not.
Well, you know what? That is a good point. If a husband was like, yeah, your therapist dumped you because you fucking suck as a human, and was serious, that wouldn't make you a terrible person. The joke is why, and the fact that you're laughing about it together is what makes it okay.
Yeah.
That person is right. If that was a husband just mocking his wife seriously for not having, for their therapist not wanting to see him.
I mean, first off, if I went on social media and posted that without her blessing, that's
I will say
That's fun.
it might be warped for people these days because there are people who do that. I watched a video the other day. Well, women do it to their husbands all the time on the internet now. They'll be like, look what he's doing right now. They'll actually like be criticizing while taking video of their husbands and they're not joking.
Yeah.
It's not satire. I watched a video the other day of this mom screaming at her stepkid because the stepkid wanted to see his real mom on Mother's Day. And she was videoing this whole situation and screaming at the kid. And I'm like,
the stepmother recorded herself screaming
recorded
at the
herself.
kid.
Yeah. Recording herself going, are you fucking serious right now? Your mom's not even there. Like, apparently the mom's like, according to this woman, there's like an absentee, his natural mother's like not around.
Right.
And she's like, and you want to go see him? He's like, you could hear from his voice that he's like a kid. So he's just like, I just want to see my mommy on Mother's Day. And she's like, are you fucking serious? And that's what people are doing. People are on the internet recording real life situations, like ones where they would have arguments and going and posting it. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's for validation or like because they're upset about something. So they're like, you know how people do that even with their friends? They like go and complain and then their friends are like, whoa, you're kind of an asshole here. And they're like, no. I'm the, like where you seek validation and then you find out you're wrong. I think that's what some people are doing on the internet.
I saw such a good one. Daughter was recording her mom and her stepdad. And the mom had brought out a birthday cake, but I guess it wasn't anybody's birthday.
Okay.
And she put it in front of the stepdad and lit the candles. And he looked really I don't think this was like faked.
Right.
He looked super confused. And the mom lights the candles. And she's like, oh, we're going to wish happy birthday to like Nancy who worked with the stepdad. The husband had gone on like Facebook and wished his coworker a happy birthday. That was all he did. And the mom lost her shit, went out, bought a birthday cake, put candles in it, and served it after dinner. And the daughter was recording it and was just like, watch my mom be the most over dramatic lady.
That's crazy.
Yes. And you just saw the guy just like,
fuck me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this. He's like, what am I married to?
Yeah.
And it's a stepmom, right?
It was his
second wife.
It was the step. I don't know. It must have been the second.
That's got to be a fucking hell of a realization when you get it wrong the second time. You know what I mean? Like, so now you're in your second marriage, and those are stories you hear about first wives sometimes, where or husbands. You know, in those situations where you're like, wow, it was a really toxic relationship, and I think healthier people come out of that and they find the person who's like the opposite.
Yeah. And
sometimes that's not going to be the case. Imagine the second time around. Like I went through a whole ass divorce. And now you're my wife?
Yes.
This is this is so much work to get out of that marriage, to get into this marriage, and now this is the fucking all eternity situation I'm in. I got to get divorced again.
I have a buddy who's on his third marriage.
Oh, nice.
The third wife we all absolutely love. Mm-hmm. The second wife was like a big pain in the ass, but she was such a pain in the ass. When we met him, he was married to the second wife. No one even knew there was a first wife.
Oh, shit.
So when we found out that was his second wife, we were all like I couldn't imagine getting divorced and then going back.
And then going into a situation that's just as bad or worse than the first one. Like I remember when this was just a girlfriend. I remember coming out of a bad relationship when I was in my early 20s and it was really bad. It was like a toxic, horrible thing. And I was like, I mean, I don't know. The way I am when I get out of it, I'm like, I will not, if I see someone who even reminds me of this person, I'm running for the fucking hills.
Yeah.
If there's a similarity in the dramatic anger, all the jealousy, all that shit that was happening, I'm like, I was like, this is my sign to never be with a person like this, because I could, who knows, if I didn't leave, who knows if I would have married that person and been stuck with that, right? So that's where my mind went. I'm like, don't you come out of a relationship, even if it's not horrible, don't you kind of come out of a relationship and go, or maybe not, maybe some people just like what they like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was going to say, don't you come out of that and go like, I kind of want to go a different way now?
You know what? It's like people who join a cult.
Yeah.
They're more likely to join multiple cults.
Maybe this cult is not so
right.
bad.
So it's like I picture you're not everybody died at Jonestown. So like I picture like the handful that survived, like just looking around, surveying the bodies, like, all right, this one went a little too far, but we'll get it right on the next one. Yeah,
we got to find a new group. I always think too, like, I've watched so many cult documentaries. Do any of the people in cults ever go, I'm in a cult?
Yeah, I've seen some where the people were like, I started to realize I was in a cult.
Yeah, they start to come around. But that's at the point when they want to start getting out. If you realize I'm in a cult, right? It's like also like when you're in a relationship, it's very similar. Like when you're in denial or you don't admit the person's terrible, the second you say it out loud, you got to go. So a lot of people lie to themselves because they never want to out loud go, oh, I'm with the shitty person. It's like people who lie about, or like, it's like the Trump thing, you know, where you're like, how do you not see what's bad here? They can't admit it because the second they admit they did something wrong, right? So like, it's that way in relationships. I would imagine it's that way in cults too. It's like, I know something's wrong here, but I got a few months left of me of denying this shit, because the second I say out loud I'm in a cult or this person's abusive or whatever it is, now I gotta go. Now I got to take action today, because any day I stay in here, I'm a fucking idiot for staying once I've acknowledged, right? What you say out loud. I remember my ex-girlfriend, like she would like threaten, like we'd get into arguments and then she would just threaten to kill herself. She would just say that. But she's not a suicidal person. It was all dramatics.
Right.
It was all theater, which is what I realized later, but it was a scary thing to hear. You know what I mean? I was like 20, you know, I was like, oh my God, you know, and then I'd come back and it would be like, okay. And then that night would always like, all right, let's just call it a night. Let's start. The dust clears.
Did you ever was there ever part of you that was like, Like what like women would rather kill themselves than not be with me. Was there any sort of
which
like
is funny
ego stroke
because
there?
now the realization is that women would kill themselves if they had to be with me. No, I don't think so. I think I was actually
I think I still
very afraid of that person doing that to themselves. I think that my mindset at the time was like, oh, she may like I didn't realize until a little later on.
I wonder how I would take, because I know I feel like sometimes I might be like, that's right, like dick's so good she's gonna kill herself, she can't have no more. Which is an insane thing to think.
Again, these things are very telling of who you are as a person. Like, I mean, that's a crazy thought.
I know. Listen, I'm just being honest though, right?
No, I dated a string of very crazy, and not I know there's a thing, and like this is a thing that if we clipped it, the fucking TikTok would come for me, where they would go like, every guy calls girls crazy. You know, it's not that. I'm talking restraining order crazy. I'm talking real level crazy. Yeah. I'm talking, you know, like there's medical diagnoses for the people that I was like, you know.
See, I think I'd be at the police station getting that restraining order. Like, hey, Sergeant, dick's so good she got to stay 100 yards away now.
Yeah, guess who's not getting that restraining order? Let me tell you something. I went to a police precinct. He's such a fucking douchebag. I went to a police precinct in Staten Island, which, by the way, I don't care if someone's stabbing you in the face actively.
Like,
don't go into a precinct in Staten Island. They're gonna be like, well, why'd you wave your fucking face at that night? Like, they will blame you. It is the borough of victim blaming. Yeah. It's crazy.
I could see that. Just all Italian cops.
Oh yeah, just a bunch of, hey, what'd you fucking do? And then we went in there, and I was like, can I like start the process or file a police report that starts the process of?
My dad beat me. Well, why are we being a pain in the ass?
Yeah, exactly. And like, I was like, can I start the process? And it was like this little Italian woman who was just taking the notes. I'm like, what? Also, are you a cop? You're like she was like 74. I'm like, are you a cop? Or you're like do they have clerks at the fucking, you know what I mean? Do they have just like clerical people? She's like, she's taking my report. They're not even giving me a cop to talk to. They're giving me this little lady.
Yeah, they're probably like, we'll send Florence out, and if she thinks it's a big deal, we'll bring in a cop.
Maybe. And then she goes to me, so let me ask you something. You still talking to this girl? I go, no. I'm here. Like, it's a stalking situation. She goes, but you've shot her a few texts. And I was like, no. I'm telling you, no contact, actively being stalked. And she goes, but all right, so tell me, what's the last time? And I said in my mind what it was, like 2 years or whatever, the last time I had actually proactively spoke to the, something like that. And now she was like, this whole time, she keeps on questioning what I'm saying. She's doing she's playing detective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like in a really horrible line of questioning, like when they do that in movies where they're like, they try to trip you up on your words. She's like, not a text, not a happy birthday, not a... I'm like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, this is, to my knowledge, not part of filling out a police report.
No.
Aren't they just supposed to take your shit? Like, unless you're in that fucking interrogation room.
It just all comes down to people don't want to do paperwork.
Yeah. Clerical work is annoying.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if I'm dead.
Right. Because they're probably looking at him like, this fucking guy's crying that some chicks won't leave him alone.
Right. Well, it wasn't just toward me is the problem. You know what I mean? That's the other. It was other people were being affected. So that was kind of the complaint, and they were just like, "You must be doing something wrong."
Who else was being affected?
So
finally says something interesting, and then he's like, "We're gonna cut it out." I've been waiting a year. I'm on fire tonight, Carmelo.
I wish you were on fucking fire. I literally fucking douse you in gasoline, you piece of shit.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm feeling better than I did yesterday.
Yeah, you know what's fucking weird? You're in such a good fucking mood today. You've been a grumpy fuck, and you're in such a good mood today. And it's only because we're talking about other people's pain.
Yeah, no, ever since...
What's wrong with you?
Ever since I found this out about my wife, I've been like, life's worth living again. There's funny shit out there, and you don't even have to look that hard.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
I don't like the idea that when you called to check on me about my dog passing away, your day got better. You fucking dingleberry.
No, listen, dogs are a different matter. Entirely.
Dogs are off limits, right?
Dogs are...
It's people I'm
dogs.
after.
People I don't give a shit about. Dogs.
I said it recently. I said I cannot...
Co-host said about you.
I said recently to him... No, I know. I recently told him a story about we did it on the pod. It was one of the episodes we did. It was about the story of when I had to go put my dog down, which is the same situation you just went through, right? And he was very serious during that. Had I been saying that was my grandma, he would have been making jokes about it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe recently when he was like, oh, I volunteer at a shelter. I was like, you volunteer your time somewhere?
Yeah.
Not like I know you love animals. Clearly, like we've talked about it a lot. You go to like zoos or retarded goats and shit. Like you love animals.
I love special needs animals.
Yes, and you are ours. But but I can't believe that Ken Krantz gets out of bed and goes, I got to be there at 10 o'clock and is on time and willingly somewhere that you're like not getting paid to be, like you are like, and in a good mood about it.
Yeah, listen, I don't wake up early to go walk rescue dogs.
It's like
I kind of just pop in when I'm nearby.
Yeah.
But we're currently fostering 2 puppies and I'm up every morning at 6 feeding and...
Is this mean to talk about in front of Gunnar?
No.
Does it mean?
I told him.
Does it mean talk about fostering?
I told him yesterday.
It's like planning a wedding in front of a divorcee. You're like, hey man, like I'm going through this divorce. You're like, no, I get it, man. We're trying to pick out the flowers right now.
I just met the girl of my dreams. I've never been happier.
So you're fostering how many puppies?
We're fostering 2 huskies, but we also have a 16-year-old cattle hound, Australian cattle hound. And we were very concerned how she was going to take it with the other puppies, especially because I told you I spoil the shit out of that dog.
Yeah.
So she's never eaten better. She's never gone on so many walks in her life. And she's actually, we thought she was going to be very jealous of me giving attention to the puppies. But she keeps getting spoiled. So it's
like, oh, this is kind of nice.
It's almost like an open relationship, but with dogs, where she's like, you can have your cute young things just so long.
But they don't interact.
Right.
Yeah.
No. They're starting to. They're
You're
starting
in a throuple,
to.
or what's a if it's 4 people? Is it a quadruple? A quadruple? That's the kind of throuple I would like to have with dogs. That's the only kind of throuple that ever sounds appealing to me. Have you ever met people in a real throuple?
Yes. I have a friend who's
me too.
Like a good friend who's polyamorous. I've actually met them as a throuple.
Right. And do you ever look at that situation and go like, how does that work? It's not even a judgment because I'm not like, I think it's like, whatever, that's great for you. But I'm always like, how? Like, you know what it always brings me to? I always think like, I just think of my life. And then it's not necessarily how that would work.
Right.
You wouldn't just insert it into a already monogamous. Right. I'm like, how would this work?
Yeah. No, you wouldn't have this girl coming over to like make manigat with you. How do you Italians say it?
First of all, if I was in a throuple, it would have to be with 2 fat Italian ladies, because then we would just cook all day, and I would finally escape the judgment of my wife when I'm cooking. My wife cares about her health. When I'm cooking and I'm talking to her about a TikTok recipe, and she's like, "Oh my god!" My wife, by the way, this is the gripe I have with my wife right now, is that she criticizes me for like I'm constantly looking at recipes.
Yeah.
Right. And I know I'm a lot. I understand. I talk about food constantly. I'm obsessed with food. It's almost borderline perverted, but with food. I get it. I know I'm a lot, and I also need to fucking get in shape, and I need to, Yes. But, it is a thing that brings me joy, right? And she'll be like, stop looking up TikTok recipes. They're ridiculous. They're not going to be good. Why do you really have to go and make this half-baked brownie that Ina Garten made? Like, or what? Like, these are the things I'm like talking to my wife about. I'm like, I saw this brownie recipe where it's like molten, I'm getting obsessed. But my wife does the same fucking thing, just not with food. She does it with I don't know, buzzword things. Like, she uses words like lymphatic drainage, like a lymph node swollen. She'll buy products. She'll buy like.
Does she have swollen lymph nodes?
Yeah. I think she felt like she did. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't. If you put a gun to my head and said, "Tell me where your lymph nodes are," I would be fucked. Like, how does she even know they're acting up?
I don't think she does know. I think she was saw a video and then went, "Oh, what do I do?" And then was like, "Oh, I gotta buy." And she bought something. It's like she buys products. Like she my wife's the guy is the woman that will buy the fucking ear cleaner water shooting thing, like those you see those
I've looked at those.
Sure, everyone but then you also go, is this an ad? That's fake. All that brown stuff that came out was probably
There's
something.
no way that much.
That was
stuff
like caramel they just spread on that fucking. There's no fucking way.
But does it? Have you?
No, we've done. Yeah, no, because we buy these. She bought a fucking thing with a camera where you could see inside your ear. I'm like, I got nothing in my ear. I'm going in there and fucking digging around because I grew up in the age of sticking Q-tips in your ears dangerously,
right,
to clean your ears. It's the only way I've ever cleaned my ears. I'm gonna keep on doing it. By the way,
no, you need
What's the other method? How else do you clean
They're
your
called Clinears. They are the size. They're hard plastic.
Okay.
They're the size of a Q-tip.
Okay.
But one end is a tiny little scoop.
Mm-hmm.
And the other end is sort of like spiked in case you have an itch.
Okay.
But the scoop scoops it out instead of pushing it in.
Okay.
So I've switched to those. And but a lot of shit does come out that way. And they're a lot cheaper than sticking a camera up there.
Yeah, but I feel like Q-tips also work if you just don't go flat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you just can't jam it, you could probably easily hurt yourself.
But I think that they say with the Q-tips, it's just pushing the wax further in.
Well, I'm trying to hear you less.
Well, I get that.
I'm doing it. I'm jamming it in my left ear specifically. All right, let's wrap this shit up, Ken. I don't know. We'll name this We'll name this episode "Old Man Gripes" or some shit. I don't know.
I feel like we can name every episode that.
Well, what the fuck do you want from us? We're old. What do you want? Like what? My wife one time was like, "You guys." She said,
"Does she listen?"
No, she watches but she watches the clips. You know what I mean? The clips come out.
Genuinely.
Yeah, I don't know if
she.
The funniest thing is my wife wants to listen, and I tell them you don't have to do all that.
That's a hit. That's somebody
else. Are we one hit away from being a hit?
Stardom.
Is my wife gonna put us over some threshold?
That's like 3 cents of ads. You cost me 3 cents of programmatic ads.
I'll just be like, watch this clip. This is pretty.
Yeah, no. She'll watch the clips, the social clips, which is where we get like a lot of comments for social, and she'll be like, not a lot, but that's where we will get a lot of comments sometimes, and she'll be like, you guys need like some female energy on the show.
We should. I was actually thinking just the other day, we do need to book more female guests.
Well, we tried. One of them blew their tires out.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to have one today. Oh, that's fair.
See what happens. I don't know. Insert a joke about female drivers. But she's like, you need more. I'm like, yeah, but what makes you think any women want to come on the show?
That's fair.
I mean, female comics would come on the show.
Yeah, I mean, who else are we trying to book? Like, what is my Aunt Judy? Like, what does she think? All right.
I think
we're done here.
Bye.